So we're currently in a car trailer in Riley's Subaru because he decided that he was gonna bang shift gears going down the Carlisle Pike, and he blew the transmission out of this thing. So there's not enough room in the truck that's towing it home, so I'm riding back here holding my foot on the brake because well, we got no straps to tie this thing down, so I'm having a good time. And since I'm in an enclosed trailer, I can't see. Whoa, that's a little harsh braking. Since I can't see anything, I've got Google Maps up right here on my phone, so I can see exactly where we are on the road. We don't have that far to go, maybe 4 miles, but it's just a little disorienting being inside of this thing and not being able to see anything. So, just another day in my life. Yeah, he wound out first gear really hard, slammed second, and then it felt violent, and as soon as he went for third, it slipped out of second, and we couldn't get it in any gear. It got neutral. We got no forward or back or reverse fucking gears. It's just, he tried for 20 minutes trying to get this thing into gear in the parking lot. Because we coasted it off the side of the road into a lot. But yeah, good times. Don't rip on your 98 Subaru Forester Outback, whatever shitbox we're in, and you won't have this problem. And let's see, we are going around a bend in the corner now, according to my phone. And whoop. Hopefully this trailer don't fall apart. Good times. That's it, come on, come back.
All right. Now the Lexus is parked in the Subaru spot. Why is that, Marty?
Shut up. I don't know, all your shit broke.
Might have broke the Subaru last weekend. It's Monday.
Come watch my video, you know exactly what happened.
Yeah, go watch this video and you know what happened. But it's Monday. Saturday, we were driving the Subaru and decided to have too much fun with it and blew the transmission. So we put it up. And I only put about 3 hours in it and it's already out.
Yeah, well, why don't you tell them what else they're missing? We had the garage actually clean for a day, and now there's shit all over the floor again.
Yeah, we also spent the time to clean out the garage and throw the shit away and sweep and...
Oh, when I worked on the Cutlass, I got front shock put in it yesterday.
So now all this bullshit's over here now. Well, it's not taking up too much space. But, yeah. So we're driving it and I shifted it in a second. Slam shifted, bang shift, whatever you want to call it, in a second. And when it got out of second, it went for third. And no third gear. And then I went for fourth, and they wouldn't go in fourth either.
You wouldn't even go in park.
Nothing. So this rod is it's jammed.
Why don't you tell them about how you spent 20 minutes trying to get it into gear and then you started kicking the thing?
Well, I figured maybe I could just shake it loose and I don't know, somehow get it at...
He's kicking the shifter like...
Yeah, I don't know, maybe I could unjam the shift fork and get it into some other gear. But no, it is
we could have got it in third gear. I'm pretty sure we could have drove home in third.
Yeah. But I think the shift fork's broken. And you actually you can see my my worn out U-joint for the shifter. That's all the play. It's right here, this bushing. And I didn't do it earlier because it's a pain in the ass to get up here around this shit. You got to drop this and knock that pin out. So I said, screw it. And now I guess it's a chance to do it.
What's the clutch look like?
I don't know. I have to take it off to look.
Yeah.
But I did it when I did the head gaskets. So it's only got like 60K on it. So yeah, this should be broke. Actually, I was kind of expecting it to break because it wasn't low on fluid, but fluid was dirty, and it was getting a little grindy and shit. So I figured should change the fluid, and it's on its way out. But
I was expecting it to break because it's one of them fancy Asian cars.
So I'm gonna do the rear diff fluid and get a new transmission. I gotta find one out of a late, I think like a 96 to 02 Forester, Legacy, Outback, Impreza. you know, any manual Subaru. We say?
Make sure you're not covering the mic.
I'm not.
Well, at least it blew up where it did, and not where we were the
Oh.
day before.
Yeah, we're up in Linglestown or anywhere like Rebels or some shit way out. We were literally right down the road on the Carlisle Pike, maybe 4 miles away. So I just gotta find a transmission. Now there's two guys selling ones for $300, but I'm not paying no $300. There was another guy selling a Legacy GT transmission for $200, but that won't work unfortunately because its speed sensor is different. So yeah, and I found my exhaust. My hanger here that bolts to the transmission was broken. So, and of course it's broken right there where it goes back to the muffler. So the only thing holding this exhaust onto the car was the 6 bolts for the headers. It's holding 2 cats in a resonator or 3 cats in a resonator. I think it's 3. He says it's 3 cats.
Tell me this.
I've always heard there
Show the
2.
people. If that's a cat, that's definitely a cat. He said that might be a resonator. I doubt it. That's a resonator down here. That looks like a big cat to me and 2 small cats.
I've always heard there's only 3 cats or 2 cats on these.
I say cut all that shit off and take it to the scrapyard and get your money back.
Well, I'm not putting this back on because I think the exhaust on the parts car is new, so I'm just gonna put that on. Sell these 3 cats. So yeah, but it was actually really easy getting this transmission out. Everything was available space-wise around it. Could get to all the bell housing bolts from up top, and whatever we couldn't get from up top was down below, like the starter bolt. It's wide open on the bottom of the starter, and the starter sits almost on top.
The hardest part was getting the tranny separated from the
Yeah,
engine.
yeah, getting them off the dowel pins was the hard part.
It was acting like we missed a bolt or something.
But it all came off. Getting all the bolts was super easy. Drive shaft was easy. Just had to separate the bearing in the center, the carrier bearing. Yeah. Like I said, I only got maybe 3 hours in it, and it'd probably take me less time getting it back in. So that's what's up with this thing right now, and what's getting worked on. So I'll get I'll add to after you see this clip, it'll be us getting the new transmission in or hunting down the new one in the junkyard. So no, go ahead. Speak.
Well, what's the possibility of finding out what's wrong with that transmission and just fixing it?
Slim to none. When they break, they kind of just break. They're kind of done. But luckily, Subaru pretty much used this exact same transmission on every Subaru from this era. So any Forester, Impreza, Legacy, Outback, everything will have this transmission. So
we got that going for them.
yeah, I did want to pull the 454 out and start working on that because we cleaned up the shop. Get the 454 out here and on the stand, but this takes priority. And I'm not really in a rush to work on that thing either because there's no sitting car dead because it's got no engine in it.
Except that red one out there.
Yeah, but fuck that car. Fuck that shitbox. Chevy. Ooh.
But it's getting an Olds.
Classless poor car.
Putting an Olds in it.
Alright, we disassembled the transmission and made a fucking mess over here.
Oh, you're gonna say fuck, but we can't have music going in the background? What an asshole.
Yeah. Well, we found the problem. Took the transfer case off and found the gear shifter. The gear shift. These are where they're. This rod is for your shifter, and the rod goes side to side and up and down for your gears. So this would be like 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 in reverse. So we found a gear shifter like this for second. But the rod was over here, which means it can't pop it out a second. Which I don't know why it wasn't stuck in second.
But the car was rolling like it was in
Yeah,
neutral.
maybe it broke second gear as well.
Oh.
But so what happened is that there's wear on both sides of this pivot thing here for the shifter, and what I think happened is from bang shifting it, it gave it enough room to slipped out of the first second gate into the 3-4 gate, and it couldn't slip back in to pop it out of gear. And yeah, so this was stuck like this, and that's why I couldn't shift it in the third or fourth at all, because once it's in, it's locked. So I just came in here and popped it up like that, And also that gave us a problem trying to get the tail shaft, the tail housing off, because normally you just spin the shifter out to here and pull the thing off. But since this was stuck down, it was hanging, it was just locked in there. So we fought that for a little bit.
Yeah, you know what I think? Come on, show the people my beautiful face. And it goes, "Hoorah now, round eye, hoorah now."
So, yeah, I'm not going to dissect this anymore to see if there's a broken gear or something, because it's going to make even more of a mess.
Well, show the people the floor from a distance how bad you fucked the floor up. The toolbox is laying in it.
Yeah. Well,
Dirty motherfucker.
but that's our problem.
Our problem, not their problem. You mean your problem.
Maybe we could see if it spins a little bit. So yeah, that right here, this would be the shaft that goes back to the front diff. Right here to the front diff, and this is the shaft coming out of the gear section on the transmission.
That's the input shaft. That's the output shaft.
Yeah, input shaft, gears. You know, first through reverse to here, and then it runs through here into this shaft, which then hits a gear here, and then goes onto that slips over this shaft onto the diff, and then that runs through here back into the front diff.
I bet if you had to rebuild this, the instructions would come in Braille.
Okay. So, gonna clean this pig up and fucking scrap it. Well, I'm not putting this back together. It's not going back in the car. Made it 180,000 miles with 60,000 miles of hard. Made it 180,000 miles with 60,000 miles of hard abuse every single day. So, yeah. And I might have been covering up the mic.
And as they say, I owe this one on my dead homies.